Well, hello once again, everyone. I must say I gotta apologize that I had to cut that episode short just now, but I didn't realize I was about to run late to go back to work, and I had my old lady and my son come back home on such short notice. So I had to cut it short, and I said I was gonna make a two-parted episode. So we're gonna continue the talk we had on the episode I did earlier today, which I mainly covered about almost everything we talked about with the SEC tournament, how some of our teams in Louisiana is doing, not to mention some college football talk as we're counting down. We said we're 100 days until week one. I talked a little bit of NASCAR. So we're going to continue this on, but I will say I do got LSU playing South Carolina right now. This game was going back and forth. I know when I first tuned in at the top of the fourth, LSU was trailing 5-1, and then they tied it 5-5. And we're now, I think we're in the sixth inning. South Carolina just took the lead again. They hit a home run, so it's now 8-7. South Carolina in the bottom of the sixth. The loser of this game will have to play Kentucky on Friday tomorrow, which Kentucky eliminated Arkansas earlier today, 9-6. Tennessee eliminated Texas A&M earlier, 7-4. They're going to play either Vanderbilt or Mississippi State, who loses that game. So they've got a lot going on right now with college baseball. So hell of a game going on right now. This is a good one. But I'm going to pick up where I left off. I was actually about to get ready to talk the UFL, which we're already week 8 is in the books. I called it. I won all 4 games. Panthers beat the Showboats 24-18. Stallions beat the Roughnecks 35-28. Battlehawks beat the Defenders 26-21. And the Brahmas beat the Renegades 20-15. Before we go into week 9, it's that time again. Let's do UFL by the numbers for week 8. As the playoffs are taking shape, the Stallions remain undefeated, going 8-0. The Roughnecks are now at 1-7. Michigan 6-2. Memphis also 1-7. Battlehawks 6-2. The Defenders 3-5. The Brahmas 6-2, and the Renegades are 1-7. So the playoff matchups are set. We know possibly it's gonna be the Stallions taking on the Panthers on the I think it's the USFL conference. In the XFL conference, we got it's the Battlehawks taking on the Brahmas. So here's what you need to know after week 8. Our first number for this edition of UFL by the numbers is number 4, as all 4 playoff teams are set with 2 weeks remaining in the regular season. Again, St. Louis and San Antonio punched their ticket to the postseason, as well as Michigan and the Panthers and the Birmingham Stallions. Our next number is 5, as the Renegades drop to 1-7 on the season with their loss in week 8, but their record may be a bit deceiving. Their 2015 loss to the Brahmas was their 4th loss of the season by 5 points or fewer, but their attempt to come back from 23 at halftime didn't go well for them. Our next number is 15, which is another week win for the Stallions. 15 consecutive game wins dating back to last season in the USFL. Our next number is 33.8, the number of points the Stallions are averaging per game with their quarterback, Adrian Martinez, that had 5 starts this season. In this game, he had 5 total touchdowns, 3 passing and 2 rushing in their win over the Houston Roughnecks. And it's looking like he's still going to continue on to get MVP. Our next number is 79, as the Battlehawks managed to secure their spot in the playoffs with their win. The former Arizona State quarterback in Manny Wilkins got the start for the Battlehawks, and he was a threat with his legs, cashing in 79 rushing yards in that game. Our next number is 136. It was the number of total yards that the Brahmas running back Anthony McFarland put up during his first return from injury. And then our final number, 233, the number of yards Michigan Panthers Matthew Colburn has rushed for over the past 2 weeks. So big ones there, big numbers there. So I'm going to go ahead and make my predictions for week 9 of the UFL. Starting on Saturday, we got the St. Louis Battlehawks on the road against the Arlington Renegades. This one should be an easy pick. I'm going with the Battlehawks. Then we got what could possibly be the championship game if San Antonio were to pull the upset over the Battlehawks. But San Antonio Brahmas are hosting the Birmingham Stallions. This is the game of the week, I'm going to say. I think they keep it close. But I'm going to go with the Birmingham Stallions. I think they're going to get this win, and they're going to go 9-0. Then on Sunday, we got the DC Defenders on the road against the Memphis Showboats. Something tells me if we get an upset this week, this is the upset. Memphis winning at home over the DC Defenders. I'm going to take Memphis at home in the upset. And then finally, the Michigan Panthers on the road against the Houston Roughnecks. Houston sucks so bad. Plus, I love Michigan's kicker. I talk about Jake Bates all the time. I got Michigan winning at Houston. Speaking of Houston, I want to get to some Major League Soccer real quick. As you know, this past weekend, myself and my two co-hosts, Dylan and Jordan from the World League Podcast, for the second consecutive year, we took a trip to Houston to go watch the Houston Dynamo. This time, Dylan and Jordan came as Dynamo fans. We watched them take on their rivals, FC Dallas, in the Texas Derby. The good news was we didn't lose the game, but the bad news is we did not win either. It ended in a draw, but it was a fun experience. It was AAPI night. Asian American Pacific Islander night. So we had an entertaining halftime show. Our giveaway was a fan, which I left it. I don't know where the hell I did with that thing. The last game we went to, they gave us jersey flags, and I was able to get 2 of those. But it was fun. I may consider going back again next year. If we could play Miami at home, I'd like to go see Lionel Messi in person. But, man, I was hoping the Dynamo would have got the win last week, because I don't know about this week. They're going on the road to take on LA Galaxy, who is one of the hottest teams right now in the Western Conference. So I don't know. I felt like they should have won, because I don't think they're going to win this week. I'm actually going to take the Galaxy over the Dynamo in this one. Don't tell Dylan that. Other games going on this week. I got LAFC over Atlanta. I got Montreal at home over Nashville. I got Philly on the road at Charlotte. DC United in Chicago. I'm going to take Chicago on the road. The Revolution and NYCFC. I think this is a rivalry game here. Give me the Revolution at home. Orlando and hosting Columbus. Give me the Crew. Toronto hosting Cincinnati. I'm going to take Toronto at home. FC Dallas hosting Salt Lake. Give me Salt Lake on the road. St. Louis hosting Seattle. I'm going to pick St. Louis, but something tells me this could be a draw. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple games that are going to be draws, but I'm not going to go with draw picks. I'm actually going to pick a winner. So if it don't end in a draw, give me St. Louis. Colorado hosting Minnesota. Give me Colorado at home. Portland Timbers hosting Sporting Kansas. This could be my toilet bowl of the week, but I'm going to take the Portland Timbers at home. San Jose hosting Austin. Still, fuck Austin. Give me San Jose at home. And finally, Vancouver hosting Lionel Messi in Miami. Miami's going to pick to win the MLS Cup this year. So we got that going on. And I'm going to go ahead and make these picks as well. There will be some matchups on Wednesday, May 29th. If I don't do an episode by then, I'm going to do these picks as well. Houston's going to host Colorado. I will pick Houston at home. I'm going to take the Dynamo at home. Montreal hosting DC United. I'm going to take DC United on the road. Cincinnati and Nashville. This could be my actually, Cincinnati's, I think, been on a win streak lately. I see a couple of W's all the way across the board. Yeah, they're the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. So, you know what? Give me Cincinnati. Give me Cincinnati at home against Nashville. Miami hosting Atlanta. Miami, easily. The Red Bulls hosting Charlotte. I'm going to take Charlotte on the road on that one. The Union, Philly taking on Toronto. I'm going to go with Toronto on the road on that one. Austin and Portland. Austin, fuck you, Austin. Austin wins at home. Chicago Fire hosting Orlando. Probably might be my toilet bowl of that week. So give me Orlando on the road at Chicago. Sporting Kansas hosting Vancouver. Give me Kansas City at home. LA Galaxy hosting FC Dallas. Give me the Galaxy again. Seattle hosting Salt Lake. So they're playing back-to-back matchups. Salt Lake will win that one. And then LAFC hosting Minnesota. That could be a game of the week right there. I'm going to go with LAFC that Wednesday night. So that'll wrap up Major League Soccer talk. I got 3 left to go. I'm gonna go ahead and get these playoffs out the way. So they've already tipped off one game yesterday, the other one today. They're going to flop every other day, but we're already down to the Eastern and Western Conference Finals for the NBA playoffs. We know the Western Conference Finals. It's the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Dallas took Game 1 the other night, 108-105. Which Dallas is also the only city in the country to have both their hockey and basketball teams in the conference finals. Meanwhile, the Eastern Conference, the Indiana Pacers are taking on the Boston Celtics. Celtics are up by 10 right now in the second period, but they did take Game 1 the other night. So Boston trying to keep that streak going alive. So I'm still, now that the Nuggets are eliminated, I'm going to say Celtics Timberwolves in the finals as of right now. The NBA Finals coming up. Meanwhile, the Stanley Cup Finals is also going on as well. We got Game 1 of the Western Finals between the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars. First period, there's still no score right now. The other night, we had Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Florida Panthers took Game 1 over the New York Rangers, 3-0. I said Rangers. I guarantee it'll probably be the Rangers and the Stars, but I would love the Oilers to pull it off. Because fuck Dallas. So Oilers, Rangers in the Stanley Cup Finals. That's what I'm hoping to see. And then finally, I'm going to finish up what I should have did earlier. We're going to close out with the Indoor Football League update. We just had Week 10 last week. There were, I think, every team played. Oh, yeah, all 16 teams played. So here are your final scores from Week 10. The Steam Wheelers beat the Barnstormers in a close one, 57-55. The Pirates fall back-to-back weeks. They lose to the Wranglers in a close one, 41-40. The Blizzard upset at the Fighters, 67-38. The Storm beat the Sharks, 52-42. Gunslingers beat the Oilers, 54-43. This was the biggest upset of the week. The Tucson Sugar Skulls take down the undefeated Vegas Nighthawks, 51-50. Nighthawks officially took their first loss, and now every team in the league has now lost a game. The Panthers beat the Rattlers 68-52, and the Strike Force keep the Gladiators winless. They win 47-21. Meanwhile, in the Eastern Conference, we got a tie at first place. The Fighters and the Blizzards both sit at 6-2. The Pirates are in second place at 5-3. Steam Wheelers are 4-4. The Oilers are 3-5. The Barnstormers are tied second to last at 2-6, and the Sharks sit last place in the East at 1-7. Meanwhile, in the Western Conference, it's a tie at first place with the Panthers and the Nighthawks, who now both sit at 7-1. The Strike Force and the Wranglers are tied at second with 5-3. The Wranglers and the Gunslingers, Gunslingers and the Rattlers are tied at third place at 4-4. Skulls are now at 2-5, and the Gladiators still remain winless at 0-7. So there's not a lot of games this week. There's only 6 games. We're going to go ahead and predict these now. So we've got the Green Bay Blizzard on the road against the Iowa Barnstormers. It's in Des Moines. Give me I'm going to take the Blizzard. Not the Blizzard. The Barnstormers at home over the Blizzards. Or the Tulsa Oilers at the Massachusetts Pirates. I know they're back in low, but the Pirates have lost 2 in a row. I can't see them losing 3. I do like Tulsa a little bit, but I'm going to take the Pirates at home. Duke City trying to get that first win of the season, and they're on the road taking on the Arizona Rattlers. Give me the Rattlers. Duke City takes another loss. The Gunslingers on the road against the Bay Area Panthers. San Antonio's kind of been hanging in there. I know they've won 2 in a row. They're trying to make it 3 in a row, but I'm going to take the Panthers at home. Got a rivalry game here. The Tucson Sugar Skulls at the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Tucson shocked everyone with that win over the Nighthawks. It's not a toilet bowl of the week, but it's definitely not game of the week. So give me Tucson. Tucson wins on the road. And then finally, I think this will be our game of the week. The Frisco Fighters on the road against the San Diego Strike Force. It's going to be a war with these two mascots, especially 6-2 versus 5-3. Our game of the week. Give me for the Frisco Fighters on the road. against the San Diego Strike Force. Well, sorry it had to be 2 episodes, but I finally got this wrapped up. Now, remember, I will do another episode tomorrow because it's a big one. Be sure to tune in because I'm bringing on Louisiana Voodoo head coach James Shiver on. We were supposed to record Saturday morning with graduations and all that going on. We ended up rescheduling, and he was on the phone with the AFL. We were possibly going to hear some good news about the team, but we're going to hear all that tomorrow. I got questions for him about what's been going on with the league. What was it like with everything with Lee Hutton taking over and teams, players, and coaches not getting paid, not getting the right equipment, having to fold, only play one game against a team that ended up being another team. I'm going to ask all the questions tomorrow. Be sure to tune in. It's going to be about around 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. Central. You don't want to miss it. But thank you again for hop on for me to remain of this show. Again, I'm at Marcus Lee 337 on Twitter right below you. Subscribe to me on YouTube at Marcus Hay to watch SAT Sports anytime on demand. So thank y'all, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Y'all have a good one.